In today's lecture, we are going to discuss about electroscope. Electroscope is an instrument used to detect the presence of an electric charge on a body. In 1600, a British physician named William Gilbert, who invented the first electroscope with a pivoted needle called versorium, and it was the first electrical measuring instrument at that time. Versorium is similar to a compass needle, but a compass needle is influenced by magnetic force and a versorium is influenced by a electrostatic force. Here, when a charged object is placed near the electroscope, the needle turns to point at the charged object. That is why we call it as versorium, which means turnaround. So, in this way, we could check whether this is a charged or a non-charged object. But this instrument cannot find whether it is a positive or a negative charge. It could only check the presence of charge on the body. Now, there are two classical types of electroscope, pit-pole electroscope and gold-leaf electroscope. First one is pit-pole electroscope. It consists of a small pit-pole which is suspended by a silk or a linen thread from the hook of an insulated stand. To check whether the object is charged or not, what we do is we brought the object near to the pit pole. If this pit pole is attracted and moved towards the object, then we can say that this object is charged. So we can check the presence of a charge on an object. Now we can charge the pit pole by another way, that is by touching a charged object to a pit pole. So, some of the charges on the surface of this charged object move to the surface of this pit pole and the pit pole gets charged. For example, if you touch the pit pole with a positive rod, then it gets a positive charge. If it is a negative rod, then pit pole gets a negative charge, which means that when you touch the pit pole with a charged object, the pit pole gets the same charge as that of the object. So, in this case, it gets a positive charge. Now, if we want to check the charge on an unknown object, what we do is we place it near the charged pit pole. If the pit pole is repelled from this unknown object, then we can say that this object is a positively charged one, because like charges always repel each other. On the other hand, if this pit pole is attracted and moved towards this unknown object, then this is a negatively charged body. We know opposite charges attract each other. So in this way, pit-pole electroscope can be used to distinguish the polarity of the charge on other objects. So by using a pit-pole electroscope, we can check the presence of electric charge as well as the type of charge on the object. The second electroscope is gold-leaf electroscope, and it was invented by a British physicist named Abraham Bennett in the year 1787. Gold-leaf electroscope is more sensitive than pit-pole electroscope, and it consists of a vertical rod with two thin gold leaf attached to its bottom end. A metal knob or sometimes a metallic disc is attached to the top of this rod. To prevent the gold leaves from draft of air, they are enclosed in a glass box or a glass bottle. Now, when a charged object touches the metal knob, the charges flow onto the leaves and they diverge. The divergence in the leaves depends on the amount of charge on them. That is, more charge on the leaves, more will be the divergence. For example, if you touch this metallic disc with a positively charged rod, some of the charges on the object is conducted through the vertical rod to the leaves. Since the leaves get the same charge and they repel each other. Now remove the object. Now we can see that the leaves still diverge. This shows that the electroscope is now charged, or it detects the charge. If the amount of charge on the leaves are more, then divergence will be more. Now touch the electroscope with your hand. You can see that the gold leaf closed together, or we can say that they are collapsed. Now, do you know what happened to this charge? As you touch this metallic disc, the electrons from the earth travel through the body and pass from the hand to the metallic disc and neutralize this positive charge. This process is what we call earthing. It is the process of sharing the charge with the earth. So, if there is an excess of positive charge in the electroscope, then electrons will transfer from the earth to the electroscope to neutralize that effect. On the other hand, if there is an excess of negative charge in the electroscope, then electrons will transfer from the electroscope to the earth. So this is earthing. We know human body is a very good conductor. So it acts as a medium to transfer the charge between electroscope and earth. So here earthing takes place when you touch the electroscope. A similar thing will happen if you touch this metallic disc with a negatively charged rod. The negative charges will flow through the metal rod to the leaves. Because of similar charges, the gold leaf diverge. Now remove the object and you can see that the electroscope still have a negative charge. Now if you touch this metallic disc, earthing will take place. But in this case, charges are transferred from the electroscope into the earth and gold leaf close together. Now there is another way we can charge an electroscope. That is without touching it to a charged object. So if we brought a charged object near this electroscope terminal, the electrons in this metal rod and leaf move either towards the object if it is a positively charged object, or the electrons move away from the object if it is a negatively charged object. Now let's see an example. If a positively charged rod is placed near the metallic disc, the electrons move towards the disc, which makes this end becomes positively charged and this end becomes negatively charged. Because when electrons move from here to the terminal, this end then contains a deficit of electrons and becomes positively charged, and this terminal contains excess of electrons and become negatively charged. Now, when you touched or earthed the electroscope, the electrons travel from the earth to the device to neutralize the charges. As a result, the gold leaf closed together because there is no more charges here. But there are still some negative charges on the metallic disc due to this charged object. Now, remove the object and earthing. Then these negative charges at the terminal will redistribute in the entire rod and leaves because they are conducting materials. Once these leaves get similar charges, they diverge, and the electroscope then attains a negative charge. So here we have charged an electroscope without touching the object with the electroscope. Now this charged electroscope can be used to determine the type of charge on an unknown object. Now let's see how do we check that. Since this is a negatively charged electroscope, if we brought an unknown object near the electroscope, one of the two things happen. If the gold leaf diverges further, then we can conclude that this is a negatively charged object because similar charges repel each other. So when you place a negatively charged object near the electroscope, the electrons are repelled from the disc down to the bottom of the rod and leaf, and the gold leaf diverges further. On the other hand, if the gold leaf closes a little bit, then this is a positively charged object because there is an attraction between opposite charges. Therefore, electrons are drawn up from the leaf and rod so that there is less electrostatic repulsion here and the deflection of the leaf decreases. So, in this way, we could check the type of charge on an unknown objects. So, by using an electroscope, either a pitbull electroscope or a gold leaf electroscope, we can detect the presence of charge on a body and determine the type of charge on an unknown body. In today's lecture, we have discussed about electroscope. We have discussed pitbull electroscope and gold leaf electroscope. By discussing these two electroscopes, we have noticed that there are two ways an electroscope can be charged. First one is touching a charged object with a electroscope, which is called charging by contact. And the second one is placing the object close to the electroscope, that is charging without contact. This is what we call charging by induction. A detailed explanation of charging by contact and charging by induction will be seen in the next lecture.